What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. As always, thank you for clicking in on it. All right, let's get right into it. In this video, we're going to be talking about my experience with intermittent fasting. All right, so you saw the thumbnail and I titled it something like Noob Tries Intermittent Fasting. I am by no means experienced at this, and the first thing we got to talk about too is the fact that I am not your physician, so don't take any of this as medical advice, all right? Don't ever take medical advice from a guy on YouTube who has 28 subscribers or who has 28 million subscribers. He's not a physician, unless he is. Then you can take advice from him, but he's also not your physician probably. Anyways, for this video, I'm not your physician. This is not medical advice directed towards you. Do with it what you will, but do your own research and make your own decisions. Talk to your own physician before you ever embark on something like this, all right? So, the format for this video, talking about intermittent fasting, is that, first of all, we're going to talk about what is it and what kind of schedule I'm doing. We're going to talk about my experience doing it for the first time, which was about a year ago, and then I ended up stopping, and I'll tell you why. And then I'll tell you what I'm doing differently this time, how it's going now, and then I got a couple tips at the end for you, and then we'll get you on out of here. So before we get into all of that, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. I really appreciate you being here as always, so let's get into it. So first thing I want to mention too is that I hope to make this topic a series, okay? And so I'm 3 days into my intermittent fasting journey for the second time. So I plan to make update videos as time goes on. I don't know if they're going to be bi-weekly or monthly or whatever, but I'll figure out some sort of schedule to kind of update you guys on the progress and how it's going. And what would be really cool is if you joined me. Like, I'm very early in the process, so if you're watching this and you've been thinking about getting into intermittent fasting, do it with me. Like, just start, right? And we can do it. We can start from the beginning together, and you can comment on my video and we can chat, and just it would be really cool if you guys did that. So that's number one. Number two, I'm not your physician, okay? We already talked about this. Number three, what exactly is intermittent fasting? Okay, intermittent fasting essentially is a schedule of eating, okay? It's not decreasing your caloric intake as a method of fasting. It's basically choosing a portion of the day where you're allowed to eat and where you're not allowed to eat, okay? And so the most common way, and the way I'm doing it right now, is called the 16-8 schedule, I think it is. So basically that means for 16 hours I fast, for 8 hours I eat, okay? To put it into a better perspective, at 12 p.m. every single day, that's when I have my first meal. Okay, so I skip breakfast and I have my first meal at 12 p.m. and then I can eat anything I want in the middle of the day all the way up until 8 p.m. Okay, once 8 p.m. hits, then I eat no more food until 12 p.m. the next day. So 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day is 16 hours of fasting, and then we repeat. Once 12 p.m. hits, then you can eat again for the next 8 hours, all right? That's the most common way to do it. There are more extreme methods where people go 18 hours fasting, people even go 20 hours fasting, and there's other shorter versions of it as well. From all the research I did, 16-8 is kind of the sweet spot for beginners, so that's why I chose it. All right, so next part of the video, I alluded to it in the beginning, but I've tried intermittent fasting before, okay? And so I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about my experience, and I did not have a good experience with it, okay? I was extremely tired. My body ached all the time, like really, really badly. Like, I went to urgent care for it, and the doctor was like, dude, you gotta stop doing intermittent fasting. So it was really a bad experience. I stuck it out for a few months thinking, oh, my body just has to adapt or whatever. But no, if you're feeling like that, like, go see a doctor, like, start eating, go back to your previous eating habits and schedule if that happens. So now it's like, it was bad, right? And I'm gonna tell you where I think I went wrong, okay? Once 12 p.m. would hit, I would eat lunch, right? Just according to the schedule. But I would eat like a frozen pizza or like orange chicken from Trader Joe's. And for dinner, I would have like pasta and sauce or something, you know? So there was no like nutritional value that I was getting. And a lot of times with like the pizza or the orange chicken, I was getting like processed foods, right? So on top of not getting any vegetables, not getting any fruits, there's no like high protein or voluminous greens or anything like that. I was just eating crap, basically. I was eating the processed food and just junk, right? And a bunch of simple carbs, essentially, right? So I think my body eventually was like, dude, you gotta give me some nutrition, right? Excuse me. And so that's where I'm going. That's the change I'm gonna make this time. All right. So right now I'm on day 3, and so far it's gone according to plan. But the plan now is that when 12 p.m. noon hits, I have the same lunch every single day, which is a kale salad. Okay, this kale salad is fantastic, and if you want the recipe, let me know. I'll send it to you or something. I'll put it in the comments. But basically it's kale, and as a dressing it's a little bit of olive oil, and there's some garlic and some Parmesan cheese in it, and then I load it up with chicken, and then I also have 2 hard-boiled eggs with it. Okay, so you can see the giant astronomical difference between that and a frozen pizza, right? Like, I'm getting vegetables, the eggs are like one of the most complete proteins available that you can get, right? And so it's wildly different than what I was doing prior, and I'm eager to see if my body reacts more positively to this method as well. And then at dinner, I plan to eat a lot more healthy as well. Like, I like eating like rice and meat and vegetables, so that I think is a good combo, more than just pasta and sauce. So that's kind of the route I'm gonna go. Again, I'm only on day 3 right now. Today is May 21st, so I started on May 18th. Like, I don't have too much experience doing it yet, or like doing it healthily. Is that a word? Healthily yet? But that's why I plan on making this a series to update you guys. So I'm not doing intermittent fasting to necessarily lose weight. I would like to burn some fat, which is kind of what the idea of intermittent fasting is, of like, if you don't eat for a long time, your body burns all the food that it goes through, and then once it burns all of the food for energy, then it's like, okay, I need another energy source, and it turns to fat, right? And I'm really hoping to increase my energy. I've heard that people do this and they just feel a lot more energized, and so I'm hoping that after I do this for a while, I start feeling that way as well. But I'll update you guys, and I want you to update me if you decide to go on this journey with me. All right. So that's what I did the first time. Those are the changes I'm gonna make the second time. And the last change that I also didn't do the first go around was I'm gonna drink a heck of a lot more water. I drink coffee in the morning. If you're like really a stickler about it, maybe you wouldn't drink coffee, but I like my coffee in the morning. So the only thing I have prior to noon is water and coffee. But the first go around, I maybe had 32 ounces of water, which is a hydro flask. I don't have it next to me, but you guys know what a hydro, like the size hydro I'm talking about. I maybe had one of those in a single day, which that also by itself is not healthy, right? So I'm trying to have at least 3 of those now. 4 is like a gallon. 4 would be ideal. So that's another change I plan on making. And I think doing the water and eating more healthily and more nutritionally, and just more greens and more vegetables, I think will set me up for a better success and a better experience than the first go around. So that's my hope. All right. And so, like I was saying in the beginning, we'll make this a series. I'll update you guys periodically. I don't know exactly how often, but you can expect another update video regarding my experience with intermittent fasting in the future. And that is all I have for you guys. So if you guys are thinking about trying intermittent fasting, again, do it with me. Like, how cool would that be I know, like, we don't even know each other, but we could get to know each other, and we could do it together, and we can just, if we're struggling with it, we can just vent to each other, or if it's going fantastically, like, then we can just give each other virtual high fives. And I think that would be really awesome and a cool way to build a little community. So if you made it this far, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you, as always, for coming to my channel and watching my videos. If you know anybody that's considering intermittent fasting, consider sharing it with them, and like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.